Hey guys, so we are back for another multiplayer fighter game thing, Devlog. We still don't have a name yet, so if you have any ideas, leave them down in the comment section. And if you're new here, go check out my last video. You won't really understand what's going on if you don't watch that. The link will be in the description. So, continuing back from last time, things we need to do are to add acceleration, max speed, and other movement related things to improve the controls, and we need to add knockback. That's only two things, but I actually had to learn a lot for this, so it took me a bit more time than usual, and I had to do a lot of debugging for my old messier code. First, let's go to the knockback. So for the knockback, what we would do is that when another player's area 2D hits our player's area 2D, depending on where the attack came from, force is applied to make the player fly back. So for this, we need to determine whether the attacking area is on the right or left of the player. So what we need to do is that in the area entered signal, which is called when the area detects another area inside this area, we check if the player's X position is more or less than the areas by comparing them, and turns another boolean to true, which is a container for true or false that makes the player jump to the right or left when turned true. But if we check, what happens is that the player only jumps and doesn't jump to the right or left. This is because we set the player's velocity to X, and we can only change it when we press left or right. We can just remove this line of code and... oh, that didn't go as planned. That's because the knockback is added to the velocity every single frame, making the player's velocity increase rapidly. So we could ramp the player's velocity to max speed and negative max speed. This way the velocity can't increase. That's the knockback done. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it works fine. So let's go on and figure out the movement. How the movement works right now is that when you press a button, a force is applied to the player and the player moves in that direction. The problem with this is that the player hits the maximum speed the moment it starts moving. There's no build up. So what we could do is that add an amount to the velocity that is lesser than the max speed. So when you press the right button and the max speed is 200 and we add 10 every frame, it would take 20 frames for the player to reach the maximum speed, and when the velocity reaches there, it stays there because we clamped the velocity before. That's convenient. Now, let's see how that looks. And that's this video finished. So if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton when it comes to reaching a wider audience, and YouTube will notify you the moment I upload a newer video. And you can unsubscribe anytime you want. Bye.